What's going on? Thanks for stopping in. If this video brings any value to you, a thumbs up is always appreciated. Top 5 position battles for the New York Jets as they head into training camp, plus a bonus one at the end, so stick around. Number 1, free safety. Who's starting across from Jordan Whitehead? A lot of bodies there. To me, it's a two-man competition between Lamarcus Joyner and Jason Pinnock. Joyner probably would have started last year had he not missed the entire season with an injury. Grizzled veteran, 31 years old. Has over 30 starts at the free safety position in his career before briefly switching to nickel corner out west. Jason Pinnock, young guy, converted corner. In a small sample size, arguably was the Jets' best safety last year. Not saying much. It was an anemic group. To me, I'm giving the edge to Pinnock. Number 1, if it's close, which it should be, I want to go with the young guy who's on a rookie contract who can be a starting safety for the foreseeable future. Number 2, Lamarcus Joyner, I'm not thrilled about him being a starter given his age and his size at 5'8", but I think he'd be the perfect backup defensive back for the New York Jets because he has positional versatility. He can play both safety positions. He's heady. He's not going to let anything get over his head. He's going to communicate well at the back end, and he has the versatility to be the backup nickel corner if MC2 happens to miss some time. So I'm going Pinnock as the starter, but I love Lamarcus Joyner as a backup. Position battle number 2. Linebacker, we know Quincy and CJ are going to be the base linebackers when we go 4-2-5, which is most of the time. But who's the Sam linebacker when we do go 4-3? We might see that look a lot. We got Baltimore and Cleveland to open the season. Those are teams that go heavy 12, 21 personnel. We're going to need a third linebacker. And there's a lot of bodies here too. We got the 2 young kids from last year, Hamza and Sherwood. We got 2 guys who are probably mainly special teamers, Phillips and Marcel Harris. Then we got the undrafted kid, DQ Thomas. Now, don't sleep on Marcel Harris. He started 7 games last year in San Francisco and might be the best coverage linebacker we have on this roster. But for me, if I got to put a third backer in there right now, I'm going with Sherwood. I think he's the most physical. I think he's the best tackler. And I think he gives us the most stopping power in the hole against the run. Position battle number 3. Offensive tackle. Who's the left tackle? Who's the right tackle? Look, to me, George Fant was rock solid in pass pro last year. He's never going to be a great run blocker, but it's his position to lose, in my opinion, and I don't see him losing it. I see Becton sliding in just fine at right tackle. Position battle number 4. Hey, how about the backup quarterback? Look, the New York Jets will probably only dress 2 QBs on game day. So who's it going to be? Zach Wilson's QB1. And then we have 2 guys fighting for the backup spot. Joe Flacco, the veteran, played pretty solid in his time with the New York Jets. When he's been called upon the last 2 years, he's completed 60% of his passes, 9 touchdowns, 3 picks. Mike effing White, 4 games last year. He posted a really impressive 67% completion percentage and, of course, had the otherworldly performance at home against the Bengals. However, Mike White did throw 8 interceptions in 142 pass attempts. If you stretch that out over a 17-game season, that would lead the league in picks by a mile. So I'm going with Flacco. He's a statue at 37 years old, but he knows where to go with the ball, and he can still make all the throws. Kicker. Hey, we have an actual legitimate kicking competition on this team for the first time in a few years. We got the incumbent Eddie P, who we picked up halfway through last season, and then we got Greg the Leg Zerloin, who we signed this offseason. Now, Greg the Leg, he's got the name for a reason. He can hit it from 60, but to me, I don't know how you move off of a kicker that you had last year who did not miss. Eddie Pinheiro was 8 for 8 in field goal attempts. He was 9 for 10 in extra point attempts, the only miss being one that was blocked. Greg Zerloin, he led the league last year with 6 extra point misses. I'm rolling with Eddie P. And here's the bonus one, tight end. Now, it's not really a position battle because there's going to be a rotation at the tight end position. But to me, I would like for one of these guys to separate themselves a little bit. Now, we're going to see some 12 personnel when Uzama and Conklin are both on the field at the same time, but these are 2 guys who both played over 75% of the snaps last year. They're accustomed to being on the field a lot, and we go 11 personnel, 1 tight end the majority of the time. So I don't see it just being an even 50-50 split. I'd like ideally one of them to separate themselves, build more chemistry with Zach Wilson, and win a lion's share of the snaps. And I've tried to be data-driven in all of these so far, but to me, I'm just going to go with my gut here. I think it's Conklin. I had DJ Bienemy on my show. He said the most number of passes in camp and OTAs headed towards number 83. He's got the athleticism, the wiggle, something we haven't had at the tight end position since Dustin Keller. So I'm hoping it's him. Hey, speaking of Tyler Conklin, I think he's the 16th best Jet player on the roster. You can check out who I have at 1 through 15 by clicking below. I look forward to you disagreeing politely in the comments of that one. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you're new. We'll talk ball soon.